Amelia is going to be taking over podcasting duties for the day.
Yeah,
Say hi, baby.
if you wanna take the intro, you can feel free. I normally do the outro, but
It's
especially
probably gonna
since
be a
you have
cold open with
baby.
this right here.
Yeah, just she's got the intro today. It's just on
She's
her.
got it handled.
Yep. All right.
You gonna say anything? Say hi to everybody.
Take it away. Take it away, Amelia.
You got this. Nothing. You were talking so much earlier. Come on. Not a word. Just staring down Jay. Just gonna stare him down.
It makes me happy to know that at least she's choosing me to look at.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's nice to like she has something to look at. Oh, now she's looking at Kayla.
Yeah, she's like, all right, maybe it's time for bed.
About to say we fed her just a little while ago, so she's probably fine. But
yeah, long day with Santa. Long day with Santa today.
Long day with Santa. Now that the baby introduction's out of the way, let's talk Pokemon. Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
We had the DLC drop. I don't remember what day it is now. All my days run together.
Thursday, the 14th, I think.
It was like Wednesday night into Thursday morning, right?
Yeah,
that was what it was. And so I've beaten the main story. I've completed most of the Pokedex now that home is enabled. You haven't finished the main story, but you know enough about what's going on that we could talk about it and not ruin everything for you.
Yeah, I'm through 3 of the Elite Four members right now, but I've been pretty, I'm on Twitter, so I get to see what's, what all the new Pokemon and all the stuff that's returning, the new mechanics, this, that, the other thing, which is the stuff that's relevant to, the VGC side of things, which I think is, the important stuff for me to be brushed up on right now.
Exactly.
So,
like we got to get ready for Regulation F, right? Like that's the next format. We got to be ready for that.
Yeah, which we still don't know exactly what it is. We have some new Pokemon that might not be playable as potential, which I would really be disappointed in. But yeah, lots of stuff to talk about today with the DLC.
I guess we'll start first with just like what we have access to now, the returning stuff.
Yep.
Flying through this list as fast as possible because there's a lot here. Dodrio, not going to matter much. Executor, Alolan specifically, might be something we look at
relevant,
in Trick Room
for sure. Yeah, it's made its presence known in the past, and I think with Terra, it has the opportunity to get away from bad typing. So
the Terra acceleration mechanic for Executor specifically is probably going to be something that we see a lot of.
Yeah.
Rhyperior was good in the Sword and Shield area thanks to Dynamax. I'm not sure how good it'll be now.
Its typing's a little whack. It's not
Terra plus Solid Rock's interesting though. I don't know if we have had access to Solid Rock before this DLC.
Camerupt
has
get
Solid.
it? Yeah,
Camerupt has it, but it's a Camerupt.
This thing's a Rhyperior, and it actually has good stats.
Yeah. So maybe.
Yeah, it could be like a good Assault Vester. It could be a good Weakness Policy Trick Room Pokemon. I think there's potential, for that at least.
We'll get a little bit farther down. I think there's a couple good Weakness Policy Mons in this DLC that we'll see, and Rhyperior is one of them.
Yeah.
Venomoth's already in the game. I think was already in.
Yep.
Electivire. I'm not sure if it's doing anything.
They get Follow Me now.
Oh, they do?
They get Follow Me again. They brought it back. I was watching a video, Neil's video today, and someone in one of the recent tours.
Is it an egg move?
I believe
it is.
They were running Electabuzz with like Eviolite, and the thing is that it also gets webs too. So you actually get a fast Pokemon with like 95 base speed is usable. It's faster than Urshifu. It's faster than a lot of these, the core Pokemon in the format, and you get Follow Me and webs on it. You got some use with Motor Drive too.
That's pretty good.
It's usable. It had a a finish in a format recently, so I think it has something niche to do with it, something fun.
We'll keep an eye on this one. That one's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Magmortar, I don't think got any upgrades this gen.
Magmar also got Follow Me, so
did it? Awesome. Okay, that's even better.
Yeah,
that's even better.
But Magmortar, I think, is just a good Pokemon. Like,
yeah,
at least for like RTT standards, because that's I play it normally. But
if Amoonguss becomes a problem, you have like Follow Me Vital Spirit,
and you get Follow Me Flame Body too now. So you have
that's even better.
With that. Do you have like better defensive stats than Volcarona? I wonder.
That's a good question. I have no clue the base stats.
Because you may have, not really.
Not really.
Not really.
Defense 67.
You don't have the 4 times weakness to rock, so it's not as dependent on Terra, but I don't see much. Like, Follow Me instead of Rage Powder, I guess, is a benefit. But
I'm ready for the Belly Drum Magmortar, like the Belly Drum Mach Punch Magmortar sets. I'm ready.
Yeah, Egg Move, it's showing it there. The Follow Me is
yeah.
So yeah.
So that's neat. I didn't realize that they had Follow Me before.
Yeah, good thing I was watching videos to catch up today because I wouldn't have figured it out either.
Blissey already in the game. Scyther, Scizor, Cleavor already had. Ketonian Tauros. We could transfer Ketonian Tauros in, couldn't we?
I think we could have. We might have before. I don't see much use over the
Paldean forms. I still think the Blaze breed is probably the best one.
Yeah.
Zebstrika, does this do anything? Another motor drive Pokemon.
Also Sapsipper, Lightning Rod. So 3 like decent abilities there. Like Sapsipper, I think Sapsipper specifically is very good.
Okay, so we have a base 100 attack stat, base 116 speed. Like
this is at least good into Rillaboom. It's good into Ogerpon. You can like do stuff with your own Rillaboom into it. Even like you could do
another fast Electro
stuff into it. Another fast Electro Web too. Yes.
We also get the new electric move Supercell Slam.
Yeah, I don't know how much I love that one over like Wild Charge.
I don't know.
just because if you hit into Protect, you're still taking the recoil. So the DLC also introduced, along with a bunch of new Pokemon and recurring Pokemon, a bunch of new moves and returning moves. One of them being the Supercell Slam, which is a little bit of a hot topic right now because Iron Hands can learn it.
Yeah.
So, like, there's the debate whether you want to run that for the 10 extra base power, the 5% chance to miss, and also the potential for, the recoil, which I think it's a lot of recoil. I'm pretty sure it's quite a bit.
It's I believe it's high jump kicks levels of recoil.
Is it 50?
I think so.
Oh, my gosh. Because I know when I heard someone explaining it earlier, I think it was also a Neil video, was they were referring to it as jump kick, not high jump kick, which I think only does 33% recoil.
That might be true. I haven't seen it used in action yet. So
yeah, but I'm just, I'm not too convinced on whether or not that move, but Zebstrika could be cool. Has some good stuff.
Frigorap's already in the game. Crocodile was already in the game. Rabska's already in the game. Braviary, Mandibuzz, Pyroar, Sawsbuck, Smeargle. I'm not sure if Smeargle's going to be the menace it was before, but there's a world where it could be annoying.
Yeah, it has some like new Protect moves that it can use, which we'll get to a little bit later when we start talking about the new the new Pokemon. But I think its stat spread is a little lackluster for where we're at.
The shiny looks good.
It does.
The shiny looks really good now. Now in Gen 9.
I saw a funny meme where it was a bunch of them and just one shiny, and it was like, look at this dummy bringing the wrong color paint to class.
Let's see here.
Hitmontop.
Hitmontop's new.
Relevant.
We skipped right over a lot of them.
Yeah,
because everything scrolled down. Alchemy. That'll probably be a big one in restricted
potentially
formats.
Relevant. Yeah, decorate's a good move.
Decorate's a real good move. Flygon,
probably not
that one
amazing,
we didn't have before, but it probably won't be very good.
Back,
it maybe it depends on like what its move pool is now.
Yeah, dragon typing is like very good. You get Levitate, so you could run like Terra Fire with Levitate with this, or like Terra Electric Levitate. But I just don't know, like it kind of never does anything in any format it's ever in, so
outside of the BDSP format, it's not doing anything.
Yeah, like it's got a good type combo, like but
it's got Vacuum Wave now.
You get really threatened by a lot of the meta. It's probably going to be a very big like Terra Hog, Terra Fire.
It gets alluring voice. Why does it get alluring voice? Okay, that's weird. Okay, let's give a Dragon Fairy coverage.
It also gets Psychic Noise too. It gets both.
That's interesting. So I learned something about Psychic Noise today. It just stops like moves that would have recovery attached to them, like Giga Drain Punch. Drain Punch doesn't work. Just can't use them.
I think it also stops Regenerator, Leftovers.
It stops Leftovers for sure. Yeah.
Does it? I wonder. Does it stop Pollen Puff? Since it's a healing move, I don't. It's not like a healing move for yourself. I don't know. We'll have to look into that.
We need the Wobbuffet to go check that out for us.
Yes. But yeah. What's Flygon stats like? I just want to see that.
It's pretty basic. It's 100 and then 80s and 100.
Yeah, it's probably not doing too much. I don't think. Unfortunately,
first impression's kind of cool.
Yeah,
that's kind of new. I think. I don't remember.
Maybe. I don't know.
We have Fissure. We're just gonna run Fissure.
Fine. Just run Fissure. That's fine.
We have
2 cannon.
Alchemy. We have 2 cannon. Got Beak Blast, which it's flying type Focus Punch. If you really want to do that, go for it.
It's there.
Are we fast? How fast are we? We're not very fast, are we?
I don't think so. Let me.
60. Yeah, base 60.
Yeah, no thanks. On to the next one.
I'll pass. We'll talk about you in a minute.
Tentacruel.
We have Tentacruel.
Did we have this original Tentacruel?
No.
Okay.
So we had the Toadschool and Cruel. Tentacruel itself is actually kind of cool. This is another one of those like weird potential weakness policy mons.
Yeah, with Clear Body. It's fast with base 100 speed. Good special defense.
A well-timed bulldoze into this thing. You don't drop your speed. You get your policy. They can't take it away unless they have haze.
Yeah.
Water Poison's a decent typing right now,
This format is a really good... It's an amazing typing. I know like people were running Toxapex just for its matchup into Urshifu and you're neutral into grass types like Rillaboom and Ogerpon. Your physical defense is unfortunately really, really bad, which I think is the main killer for this thing. But it could work as a decent like flutter check. You can maybe run it like Grassy Seed with Rillaboom or something to try to make up for that.
That'd be kind of cool. There's like free defense boost.
And Rillaboom gets bulldoze too. Run Choice Scarf Rillaboom.
There you go. Boom. We got Kingdra. I just think Kingdra is outscaled now. It's just not good.
Play Urshifu, right?
Like cool. You get the Swift Swim things. I don't know if it does anything good now.
I don't know if it's enough.
It got the Wave Crash, which is cool. But it has Chilling Water, so you have access to fast Chilling Water, I guess.
So you can run it, and it's a special move. It might be one of those few Pokemon that might actually get some use out of it. But
I'm interested if it has Scald. Okay, so Kingdra has Scald. That was the big check. Is like, does Kingdra get to keep Scald?
Okay.
So we have fast Scald.
We're talking about a little something here.
That's better than what it was.
It is. I mean, that at least gives it a niche somewhere for us to.
Kingdra had Breaking Swipe before. I'm dumb. I was like, did it have Breaking Swipe before? It did. I'm dumb. I'm the one who played Breaking Swipe Kingdra.
Yeah, I remember playing.
We
it a
now have
lot
Splash as an egg
against
move.
it.
Kingdra's officially busted.
It's over, folks.
We're done.
Kingdra the goat.
Excuse me. I don't think it's enough to make it good. Like Scald's great, but the stats on Kingdra were already kind of eh. And I think we have better like rain abusers than like Basculegion and other stuff.
We just do. Whimsicott.
The really, really good. This thing's probably going to be the reason that we see a lot more hyper offense.
Yeah. The question is like, are you running this over Tornadus? There's obviously reasons why you do. It has a different move pool. You have different options.
Like, but it Prankster also has Encore's really good.
Also being faster than Tornadus and having that taunt, having the positive matchup into Urshifu, but you have a negative matchup into the opposing Tornadus. That's
where
the only
Terra comes
thing.
in.
Yeah, you're probably running like Terra Steel on this thing more than likely. Helps with your 4 times poison weakness and your steel weakness as well. Doesn't help with your fire. Maybe you run Terra Water instead. That would also, make some sense.
Yeah, but, so like you're weak to steel as it is, so Terra Water would help you resist the steel type attacks. You get to resist your fire type attacks that would come into you. You still resist Urshifu, which could be important.
Poison isn't super relevant, but you at least are neutral to it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think this thing's going to be really good.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
It's going to literally be Whimsicott Tornadus as like the 1-2 for like Prankster months.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's going to, if the screen stuff is ever going to be able to make any type of a comeback in this format, but it seems like just
I've seen more people playing with Grimmsnarl now because you can Prankster pivot. Because you can Prankster pivot with Parting Shot for Incineroar. That's literally what they're doing.
So that would make sense, because I think Grimmsnarl stinks kind of otherwise. And that's just somebody, if you've been following the UDL series this season, I've been using it this season. I have it on my team. Not anymore at this point. That thing is so far gone. The new team
I've been using Grimmsnarl to great success right now. Grimmsnarl's been probably my favorite Pokemon to use next to like Okidogi and
it's good
Landorus
on that
Incarnate.
Team. It's really good on that team.
It's a team designed to use Grimmsnarl's strengths to its advantage and set up screens and whatnot.
I thought A+ Golden Go was going to be the truth in UDL this season.
I will be the first person to tell you it's not that great.
It really did not. And it's so crazy because I played against Grimmsnarl Golden Go in Hartford, and I lost to it. I lost to that combo. My matchup was really bad into it to begin with, but I played that team, and it was just like I don't know. I thought it was going to be good, and it stunk. But yeah,
like there's a reason why my team dropped Golden Go for Landorus Incarnate. Landorus Incarnate just abuses it so much easier. Yeah, because it's fast naturally. So like a Thunder Wave actually means something. Whereas Goldengo's kind of just like in that middle spot speed wise. You want to run bulk, you want to run special attack.
You're slower than Urshifu.
You don't have good speed, and so it's just like if they set Tailwind and you click Thunder Wave, you're probably still slower.
Yeah, but I was like, my whole idea was like, I'm gonna put screens in front of this Golden Go and just have it go to town. And that didn't work either.
Yeah, no, screens are only as good as the Pokemon around, like, dealing damage into them. Urshifu just ignores all of your screens.
Yeah.
So it's just like, well, I'm going to get bodied by the Surging Strikes anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, I played Torn Shifu week 1, and I was like, all right, screens is not the play here.
Nope.
Comfey, I'm really interested in this Pokemon, just generally. I think it's so cool. Like,
notably, this was the Pokemon that like made Yveltal really good, made Galarian Moltres really good because you could proc weakness policy before anybody else. Most of the fake out mons back in Sword and Shield were slower than you because you get +3 priority on your moves, on your healing moves, and so this will be a fun like cat and mouse game with the new Psychic Noise move. It's just like can you get a psychic noise off like on a Comfey switch in to prevent it from being able to set up a policy or whatever.
Yeah, and that's also how popular is psychic noise actually going to be. You know,
exactly.
It's good into Amoongus, but it has this low base power.
Looking to see, it does get Tailwind, so there's more things that Comfey can do this generation.
Oh wow, that's actually, it gets Tailwind and Trick Room. It gets both of them. So
it has both of them. So you have access to both now,
and you have you have the Floral Healing, you have the Draining Kiss. I'm trying to see what other moves.
Why does the Comfey need knockoff? Why?
You tell me.
Why does this need knockoff?
You have Giga Drain too, so you can run Giga Drain into like a Terra Water Pokemon with weakness policy.
Yeah, like you could do some. There's some crazy shenanigans you could do with Comfey.
You get a lot more variety with the Terra now, because you can play with that Terra in mind. You can say, "Oh, I have this weakness policy. I can run maybe like a Terra Water Galarian Moltres or something, and run both Draining Kiss and Giga Drain on it."
Yeah, depending on like what you want to dodge, and
which is what
nuts.
I thought people were gonna do that a lot more with like the Blood Moon or Saluna weakness policy stuff, like with the Dusclops, where they were gonna run like the Shadow Sneak plus the Brick Break, but Terra Normal go boom. But yeah, I like Comfey, and I like the
I do too.
Floral Healing is just amazing. But I think you always get back to a position where it's like, how strong is the things that are attacking into the Pokemon that you're trying to heal up? You know, how much help is it? Is it going to be enough to take a double up from like Fluttermane or Shifu?
Exactly. Like specifically, Moltres is the big one that comes to mind because that's the one we have access to right now.
Yeah.
Galarian Moltres was a thing with the Sinistcha stuff. It wasn't as good as the Comfey Moltres was in Sword and Shield because Dynamax makes that thing busted. But now it's just like, well, Comfey can activate a policy on your Moltres. You may not necessarily be able to Oko the Moltres because of whatever Terra it has after the fact. And like you said, like a Terra Water or a Terra Ground or whatever can easily like for Giga Drain and do the same thing.
Yeah, and cover that type weakness for yourself.
Or you could just pick any other Pokemon you want to Terra into Water, Ground, etc.
Exactly.
And then do it that way.
And just slap a policy on that thing.
Exactly. Slaking we had Vileplume and Blossom are new, but I don't think they're going to do anything.
Yeah, probably not. We have better chlorophyll users.
Unless they gave Blossom some weird tech move. I don't think they did. No. Nope. Everything's pretty much the same.
Nope, it's just worse than like Hisui and Lilligant.
Yeah. Dugtrio. Cool.
Yeah. Not gonna do much.
Muck we already had. Cool.
We already had that one. We had these.
Yep, these aren't doing anything. Oricorios. This was the one form you couldn't catch in the wild. Now you can. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone. You can have Psychic Oricorio.
We had access to all these guys already.
Yeah.
Lantern's really cool. It's just not very good.
Unfortunately.
We had Malamar already, right?
I don't think so.
I couldn't remember if we did or not. I was giving Carter the list of new Pokemon that he could like team build around, and I put Malamar on there, but I wasn't sure if we had it already or not.
No, we definitely didn't, because the only ones we had were the grass one that's not coming to my head right now. Lurantis. And Enamorous. Those were our two contrary superpower users.
So we get this one now.
Terra might help it a little bit, but it's okay until like Incineroar, because you get like the contrary with the superpower, but I don't
knockoff access now is cool. Much. So here's the cool thing. We'll talk about
Expanding Force.
Oh, it gets Expanding Force now? What?
Yeah. I just saw it on the screen a little bit below.
Well.
Well.
I think a lot of these psychic type Pokemon have expanding force now, which is kind of
which a little bit of a nightmare. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. So what I was going to say is we'll talk about the Stellar Terra type and what it does for Terra Blast and whatnot. One of the cool things about the Contrary users is they now get a boost if they use their Terra Blast into a Terra Pokemon instead of a decrease, because of the way the Terra works. It's a secondary effect. So if you Terra Blast into a terrestrialized target, you get super effective damage at the cost of one stage of attack and special attack. And so now it'll boost you for your Contrary. At least that's the way it's supposed to work. And it still will use whatever stat is higher for you.
Wait, is that what this? You get a attack and defense? You get a drop on the Stellar Terra too, or you're just saying you get the one superpower
for the Stellar Terra? If you use Terra Blast into a terrestrialized target, you get a drop.
Okay.
In exchange for being able to hit every Terra type for super effective damage.
So I didn't know that, but you use that with the Stellar Terra, you get the boost,
and then you can just keep on steamrolling with your superpower or whatever.
I see.
So. Okay. Things like Superior, Enamorus, and now Malamar can kind of maybe abuse this a little bit easier.
Yeah, I think Superior might be the best at that just because of its like natural typing.
Yeah. Superior is another one we'll talk about when we get to it because it's new to the Switch.
Yeah. It's been a long time since we've had those starters. It feels like it's been since Sun and
years. They have never made an appearance before on the Switch.
That is just insane.
Mola, Torkoal, Talonflame, Araquanid.
Araquanid is cool. They didn't give this thing Wave Crash, though, which is so lame.
They didn't? What? That's a crime. That's a crime. What?
They were too afraid of what they could create. Yeah, it's...
Like, our best water move is still Liquidation. That's some garbage.
It's trash. It's trash. It's tragic. It's
so bad.
Araquanid itself is not trash, but like it is tragic that it did not get Wave Crash. It really did.
It should have got Wave Crash. 100% should have got Wave Crash.
We would have had a real nuke on our hands.
It would have been so good at just blowing things up.
Yeah.
Dewpider. So we have the Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, Hitmon top line. We mentioned that. Of the three, I think Hitmontop has the potential to do something.
Yeah, you at least have Intimidate, you have Wide Guard, Fake Out, Close Combat to be better into the Incineroar matchup. I don't think it's going to be great, though. I'm not
I don't think... I think it's hard to compete to be Intimidate, Fake Out when Incineroar is in the same format.
Yeah.
And like Arcanine. Fake Out right now in general is hard to really compete with like things like Iron Hands, Rillaboom. You aren't really like doing anything special with Close Combat because Urshifu's around, and so it's like all of your like niche roles are being replaced by doing something better.
Yeah, the one good thing about it is you could run like Terra Steel Bullet Punch, which would have a positive matchup into Fluttermane, but I just like. I don't see it too much with Hitmontop, unfortunately. It's a Pokemon I really like too.
Yep. Golem line, we already saw that. Excadrill. I'm so excited.
Sand actually might have something going.
We might be able to do sand stuff now.
Because like we have this answer into Fluttermane now.
Yeah, like literally, like we have been waiting for Excadrill specifically because it outspeeds max speed base Flutter. Like before booster is a thing, if you put sand up with your Excadrill max speed, you will outspeed Flutter, and that is huge because we haven't been able to do that before.
Yeah,
not without a lot of help.
And it has that positive type matchup too, which improves your Tyranitar. You're keeping with the fighting weaknesses, which isn't amazing into a format that's dominated by a bunch of fighting types. But Terra. I think that You got Terra, exactly, but you also have these, improved matchups across the board, and I think that is, a big key to what it's got going on, and improving the
I
sand
was
matchup.
seeing if it had the new ground move, Headlong Rush. I don't think it does.
Tragic.
Yeah, I don't think it needs it, but
no, it has high horsepower, so
it would have been cool
it
if
at
it
least
did.
has a good option. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. Back to where we were. Excadrill. We already had Gotharita. Meowstic. The prankster Meowstic is back.
Yeah, it doesn't really do much.
I think there's just, like I said, there's just better prankster mons.
Like Grimmsnarl's a better version, Whimsicott's a better version if you want to run the Encore stuff.
And we kind of proved this with Grimmsnarl. Like, there's a lot of dark types in the format. Like, all the ruins are just like, ha ha, look at you. You can't touch me. Yeah, I'm going to blow you up now.
There's a lot of ghost types in the format. There's a lot of, just a lot of Pokemon that are really threatening to Meowstic, and that it can't really do a lot of damage to back.
Minior, really, really cool Pokemon. First time on Switch. I don't think it's going to do anything.
Nope.
Rampardos, Bastiodon, again, I just don't see them doing a whole lot in this format.
Yeah, Bastiodon, at least gets body press.
That's a 6 shiny, though. I like that.
Yeah, Rampardos has an awesome one.
Rampardos has sheer force. That's neat.
Its speed is just tragic.
Yeah, it's just, you're not hitting anything, ever. You're going to go down before you get to hit something.
And Bastiodon just has, I don't do any damage syndrome.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm going to sit in front of you, but you can keep hitting me. That's fine.
It's like, I can click body press. That's
kind of cool. Yeah.
But you can't hit into Fluttermane that way. You can't hit into Terra Ghosts. You can't hit into Gold.
You get the new Steel move.
The max HP
Hard press. Press. I wonder if that Oko's Fluttermane.
Probably. Gyro Ball in this probably.
Gyro Ball probably also does a similar thing.
Yeah. But I don't think either of these Pokemon are going to do too much.
No. Where are we at now? We didn't have Cinccino before, right? Like, that's a new one.
Yeah, so you get Skilling stuff.
So that's kind of cool. Skilling Bullet Seed.
It's fast, at least. It gets Rock Blast. It gets, it probably, so that it's not faster than Chien-Pao, so it's not going to help you out there.
No.
It's faster than Urshifu, I guess. You can do Bullet Seed stuff into it.
Yeah, that Bullet Seed probably takes it out. Honestly.
Yeah, but otherwise,
that's about it.
Not too enthralled by this thing.
Don't hope they don't click Tailwind.
Yeah,
Skarmory's not gonna do much for you, unfortunately.
Nah, it's got good physical defense. Might help a little bit into Urshifu, but not gonna do anything else.
At that point, you can just play Corviknight, right?
Yeah,
at that point, you just play Corviknight.
It has better options, Mirror Armor, all that fun stuff.
Altario's already in the game, right?
Yeah, the
Magnezone
is in the game. Plusle Minin, they're new. You can run plus and minus with.
I'm about to say you got plus and minus. Yeah,
you can run it with Dedenne now, I guess, if you really want to have fun.
Scraggy Scrafty's really cool. Too bad Fluttermane's a thing.
Yeah, not a lot of Terra Fairies, a lot of fighting types. Probably not the format for Scrafty, unfortunately.
Nope. Golurk, cool. Again,
gets no guard.
Yeah,
nothing else.
Did you give it an Oko move?
No, they don't have the gall to do that.
You'd be surprised.
Give it Fissure.
Do it. Do it.
Come on.
Dang. Sad.
Sag. I do love Golurk though. That Pokemon has been really great for me in draft leagues past.
Your AV sets get to play knockoff now.
That's good, at least. Did you know that you can with no guard, if something poltergeists, not poltergeists, phantom forces or digs or dives or whatever, you still hit them with no
just
guard.
lay it on them.
It was I was playing and I was playing a Dragapult and they had a Phantom Force and they were gone and I hit them with no guard and no code and I was like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, get out of my game.
Wasn't expecting this, but that's cool.
Camera up, cool.
We had that.
Had it. Poltegeist, had it. Porygon line.
Okay, we can talk about these a little bit, I think.
Yeah, we got both Porygon 2 and Porygon Z. 2 specifically, probably going to be more of just like a fun Trick Room setter. Yeah, that's not weak to Flutter Mane. Like that's the key, right? It's a Trick Room setter, not weak to Flutter Mane.
Yeah, and it has just really amazing bulk. We've seen it's able to take close combats from Urshifu. It's able to take those Mystic Water boosted, Terra Water boosted, Surging Strikes. It's this is gonna be the same Pokemon that we've had for in Sword and Shield too. I think it's gonna not really do much else.
Electroweb
had it.
Did it?
It had it last gen, yeah.
I don't remember it being a TM last gen, so I wasn't sure if you could actually get it last gen.
I think it. I don't know. I might have learned it by level up last gen potentially.
I'm gonna find out.
You can find out. I might be wrong.
I'm gonna find out.
I thought I remembered running Electroweb Porygon in D-Pack at some point.
Yeah, it was a TM last gen.
Okay, it was.
It was 82.
That would make sense why there was such big distribution with it. Like the Rotom line had it.
And, that would explain why. Yeah, Rotom having access to Electroweb now is kind of cool too.
Wait, does it have it now?
It has since Electroweb's a TM now. Yeah.
Oh,
that was the problem before because it was an egg move on Rotom, but you couldn't get it because the only Pokemon to learn it by level up is Galvantula.
Didn't click.
And so now it's a TM and we have Galvantula.
Oh man, I am so mad I cannot use that in RTT right now. I have
Speaking of
Rotom Frost with the Electroweb would be outrageous right now.
We'll come back to Porygon Z because I want to sit down and actually like talk about Porygon Z for a good minute. Yeah. Galvantula this was the Pokemon that got us Electroweb. This is the Pokemon that was like, if you have Galvantula, it unlocks Electroweb for everything else through breeding and the new setup move.
The new way for your reappearance.
Yeah. They also just happen to make Electroweb a TM.
When the world needed it most.
So it's fine. It's like it's a TM and you can teach it.
Not to get ahead of myself, but I wonder if Raging Bolt learns it.
We'll find out. We'll get there. Okay. Porygon Z. So this is like our first shot of an adaptability Pokemon that's not named Basculegion. Where like this is the ability to play, right? Like Basculegion's like, I've got adaptability and I've got Swift Swim. I have to outspeed Flutter Mane sometimes. So it's like, is it better to run Swift Swim? Kind of iffy. No. Porygon Z, you're playing adaptability. So this thing's going to hit like a truck.
You're running this thing for adaptability. That's the whole point.
One of the cool things I was doing calcs for just like the S and Gs, the Terra Psychic Adaptability Psyshock, Oko's Iron Hands, just takes it out of existence.
AV?
Psyshock hits on the physical side.
Oh yeah, it doesn't even
nukes it out of existence.
It has base 150 defense. That's insane.
It nukes it out of existence. Takes it out of there.
That's outrageous. That is outrageous.
And so, like...
So you don't even have to worry about Urshifu then. You can run that with just no fear.
Yeah. Like, as long as you Oko... Yep. Like, this thing hits like a truck. So the difference between Dynamax and this one is we don't have this like max strike slow you down. So you're kind of like limited on your like actual normal moves. But like I said, that's where the Terra Blast, like normal Terra Blast comes in. Normal Terra Blast is a base 80 normal move, special move outside of Terra. It doesn't matter. So you can just pick whatever Terra type you want if you want to swap over to Terra. And now you have a move that hits stuff. Or it's just your normal move that you want to spam stuff with.
Yeah, I think this thing could also be a really good user of the Stellar Terra.
Yeah.
It has like this really good move pool with so
it's
many
bolt,
different
beam, normal, Terra Blast.
Yeah, you got like Ice Beam, you got whatever you want on this thing really. So it's like it's just good Pokemon, and yeah, like you can run the Terra Blast. You have the base 80 adaptability normal type Terra Blast to begin with. And then if you wanted to run the defensive typing, defensive ghost, defensive water, something like that, you could run that too.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I expect to see a ton of Porygon Z just like early on. Like Porygon Z plus Tailwind Setter or Porygon Z plus like Follow Me user just to pull like we saw like a ton in Series 6 of just like Porygon Z Clefairy. And
yeah.
then once we got out of Series 6, it's like Porygon Z Tailwind. Like, I can't redirect it. I'm going to outspeed you. That was the game plan.
Put the speed there.
And I imagine to see a ton of Porygon Z, especially early on, where people are just like, I'm going to click the damage button. I'm going to just blow things up. Because that's what it's going to be for a while.
Big booms.
Let's see here. That brings us to... Should be Metagross is the next new one, right? Yeah.
Metagross. It's still Metagross. It's gonna keep doing all the same things. I think for the most part. It does have a better psychic move. It has Psychic Fangs now.
Yeah, we have access to Psychic Fangs, which is huge. Like, we don't have to worry about accuracy checks, and we can get rid of screens. Like, give me all that. Yeah. Which I don't understand why we have Psychic Fangs.
Yeah, very clearly Metagross has large fangs from its non-existent mouth, so definitely can bite.
But this was like my premium. Like, this is the Pokemon that's going to take weakness policy and make it relevant again, probably.
Yeah. Run this with a fast bulldozer, whatever the fastest possible bulldozer you can find is. Make things happen.
Yep.
What is our fastest bulldozer? Let's figure this out.
That's a good question. Oh, we also have knockoff. That was the other big thing. We got knockoff now.
Sort by speed. We have Spectrier we can run it with.
Oh,
we
that's
have
right.
Iron Boulder, which
another
we can
new
run
Pokemon
with booster energy too. So
yep, goes stupid fast.
Yeah, there's some good options here. I mean, there's like Unburdened Sceptile. That thing also has a Dragon Chant, so if you wanted to run it next to like Dragon Chant.
There's the thing you can do. Terra Dragon Chant.
People have been doing that with Golden Go.
I'm not surprised. Color me surprised.
And you get the auto crit on the Make It Rains. And it's like
that's gross.
Yeah. You could run it
Who
with
cares about the special? Oh, there you go. There you go. All new Pokemon.
Yeah, who cares about the drops when you're just critting anyway?
Exactly. Ooh, excuse me. We had Haxorus, right? That was
yes.
Dugong, new Pokemon.
Not gonna do much.
Lapras. This was something that people were excited to get.
No G-Max.
No G-Max, but this is like with the changes to Snow.
It has good defensive.
It has a good defensive bulk now. So like with
I'm
the fact
all for
that
Lapras working.
Like you have shell armor to prevent crits, so you just eat Urshifu alive most of the time now with freeze dry. You've put up Snow, your defense is actually like decent now.
Yeah, you can run just like pure Terra Water for defense. You can run so you're not taking close combats. Get Sparkling Aria. I mean that's a full spread move, which stinks. But it has the potential for burns, which is good.
Oh no, it heals burns. It heals burns.
Oh, it heals burns. I thought it had a potential for burns.
No.
It gets Fissure.
Yeah, it gets Fissure, it gets Horn Drill, it gets Sheer Cold. Just OHKO things.
Dragon Sheer, Alluring Voice, and Psychic Noise too.
Did we keep Scald?
Did we keep Scald on?
No. We have Muddy Water.
Eesh.
So I think Sparkling Aria ends up being your best like water move.
You hit yourself with it too. You hit your partner Pokemon too.
That's when you just play Water Absorb.
Yeah,
enter Clodsire. Enter Clotsire.
It's perfect. We have it all made out. That or Storm Drain Tatsugiri.
Exactly.
I don't think it's gonna do too much though.
No,
honestly.
Probably not. I don't expect to see a ton of Lapras running around outside of like crazy shenanigans with like Oko moves, just trying to hit Oko moves.
Yeah,
like, honestly, your best water move for like Lapras is probably honestly, your best water move is probably Chilling Water. Like in all honesty, that's probably your best water move to play on this Pokemon.
Shout out my Chilling Water homies. I just always waiting for more Chilling Water users. I love pulling that move out.
We had Overquill before.
Yep.
Rionkulus is new, right? Like we didn't have this.
Yeah. Good Trick Room Pokemon. Hits like a truck.
Expanding Force user now.
For sure.
Like this thing.
Yeah. One of the trainers that you fight against in the in like early on has a Psy-Spam Expanding Force team with Rionkulus, which was
there.
Like,
you go.
I was like, whoa, what's going on here?
But has access to some really weird coverage moves.
You get Magic Guard and Regenerator, right?
Yeah,
those are your abilities. So you got like some half decent abilities.
The other big one is Overcoat.
So you actually
you're just like
immune to Spore.
Get out of here, Mungus.
Yeah, and that's the big one for Rionkulus. You know, when you're competing in Trick Room. So that's really important.
That immediately becomes like one of the best like Expanding Force users in
and you hit super effectively into a Mungus. You hit, like this might do something.
We'll
very
see.
Niche. Probably has better options like Hatterene.
Yeah.
But
we'll see. That puts us almost to the new stuff. We have Grand Bull. Not
going to do much. Great. It gets Intimidate. And that's about it.
There's Rattled. There's like it's just not that great.
It gets a really wide move pool, but like it just doesn't have good stats.
No. I'm kind of just scrolling through just to see if it's got anything new. It has the new Fire move, which is interesting.
The Fire Stomping Tantrum.
The Temper Flare or whatever it is, yeah.
Probably not redeeming enough. Like 120.
Was there a Pokemon besides Delibird that could learn Present before this gen?
Let's check. I think so. Yeah,
so
Bundle,
they
Raichu,
had
Pikachu. Like, there's a whole list here.
It's interesting because, like, I don't remember it being something that like Present was a super popular move outside of like event Pokemon, right? Kind of like how they like the Celebrate was an event.
Yeah,
like,
I was
event Pokemon
like
move.
I was clicking with Celebrate there.
Like there's been a bunch of them though. Like there's Celebrate and the Payday, the other coin one.
Yeah, I wonder how many of these were added in this gen. I mean, like obvious Bundle very clearly was, but
yeah. Baratic we had, right?
Yes, yep. We had all these ice guys.
Yep. Now we get to Duraludon and Archaludon.
Yeah.
Here's the new stuff. So Duraludon gets an evolution.
Here we go. Here's the fun stuff. It only took an hour to get here, but we're here.
We're here. Archaludon, it's shiny.
Amazing shiny.
Sick. I love this
so
shiny.
Classy.
This is on my list of things to shiny hunt.
Yeah, that's class.
So for its abilities, Stamina, Sturdy, and Stalwart. Stamina,
3 really good ones.
Like all 3 of these are like actually like viable. Sturdy's probably the lowest one on the totem pole.
Agree.
Stamina's interesting. Like you could play like a bulky body press set for Stamina, which is interesting.
You could do like a weakness policy set with it too, and just try to get it like bulked up defensively. But like I think I don't know how much I love Stamina. Like I really like Stalwart.
Stalwart's the big one, right? Like it's the one that's just like I'm going to hit my target, whatever I'm aiming at, I'm going to aim at. You can't change that.
Yeah.
Like, you are forced to switch to have your Pokemon live. Like, that's
in a format with Indeedee, with Ogerpon, with Amoonguss, with
and now Electivire and
Magmor. Yeah.
Like, it all came full circle.
It's so relevant. Like, I think that, like, especially when you're using moves like its signature move, which is Electro Shot, electric type, 100 and what is that, 130 base power?
Yep, 130 base power,
100 base accuracy, boost your special attack. You know, you could throw Terra Electric potentially on top of that, Stellar Terra on top of that. Like, and
that's the one I think is really good. Is the Stellar Terra with this Pokemon?
I know we talked about it a little bit before the show today, but
the fact that your typing is fairly good as is Dragon Steel. You're only weak to ground and fighting. You resist a bunch of types. You're neutral to a lot of the big things that would hit a Dragon type for super effective normally anyway.
Yep.
And so that Stellar Terra, it's like if you can guarantee or outspeed or live the close combat or whatever you need to do against the Urshifu, you're picking up that Urshifu with the Electro Shot.
Yeah,
like,
you can use your own direction, you know, next to it.
Exactly.
I think my main drawback with this Pokemon when looking at it is that, like, when I see its stats, it screams that it wants Assault Vest, but it also runs these, like, 2-turn moves that you really want Power Orb for.
That'll be the trick to what gets used a lot, right? Like, do people play this like OG Duraludon and Sword and Shield with the Assault Vest? Or do people kind of lean into the 3 moves plus Protect with Power Herb or something else?
Yeah, there's also the potential for Iron Defense Body Press on it too, with that really high defense stat. Like, this is a Pokemon that has a lot of flexibility, can be ran a bunch of different ways, and also have a bunch of different Terra options to make use of some of its amazing stats, amazing move pool, and so on. So I think that this is just an awesome Pokemon all around.
Like, it's got like decent supporting moves too. It has access to Snarl and Breaking Swipe both. So it's it can literally just like you said, slap that AV on, and I'm gonna click Breaking Swipe, and I'm gonna click Snarl or whatever's relevant for the moment.
Heavy Slam too to one-shot Flutter Mane.
Or Hard Press, the other new Steel move, where it's just like, it doesn't matter what my weight is or whatever. It matters on how much HP you have left. And
which I don't think is consistent, you know.
I would say Hard Press against like Flutter Mane is probably picking up that Oko pretty much every time. If it's
so is Heavy Slam, you know, and it's like you also like Flutter Mane has like D-Gleam, you know, which is neutral into your 65 base special defense. How much HP do you have at the end of that? That's like my only question with it, you know. I like Hard Press though. I think it's cool.
It's the target's HP, not your HP. It's the target.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's the target HP.
Oh, that's a game changer.
That's why I'm so high on Hard Press. It is such a good move.
Because you can actually plan. You can make a plan with that.
Yeah,
I thought it was based on your HP.
Oh God, no! If it was your HP, I thought it was like
garbage.
Get it out of here.
I thought it was like Eruption, kind of. You know?
No, opposite. Think
that's different.
Yeah.
That's different because you can use that then, tank that attack, and that's a good move then to put on that very bulky AV set.
And then you just
invest very heavily, and then you just don't attack the Flutter Mane on that turn, and you just make it go night.
Yep. So yeah, yes. there's a lot to like about Archaludon. There's a ton to like about this Pokemon. Looking at some other special moves it gets, it has access to Aura Sphere, Dark Pulse,
Thunderbolt if you want to wait that extra turn. Body Press, like I was talking about before. Foul Play.
Foul Play is a big one. That's actually kind of cool. It's like, I wonder how much Foul Play gets played now that we're getting closer into that like full power format where it's just like, here's a bunch of random Pokemon, like weakness policy is a thing now. How much does Foul Play get used?
Swords Dance setup. There's like the Clangorous Soul and
like your
like
attack's still decent, right? Yeah, like your attack's not like a low number either. So Swords Dance is still like a thing you can
run
like
Swords Dance, Earthquake stuff. Like I like this Pokemon. I think this
is
gonna be one that I'm gonna see a lot. Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of this.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun Pokemon for sure. We're not done with new Pokemon just yet. We've got another new
quite
Pokemon.
A few to go.
I meant just new in general. Like these are never before seen Pokemon.
Yeah.
Hydrapple, the evolved form of Diplin.
We got it.
We know.
And guess what?
Is.
It has a better ability than Super Sweet Serum.
Goodness, yes, yes, it does. Regenerator is very, very much improved compared to Super Sweet Serum.
Yes, and like it has a signature move which has just I don't know the chances on it, but it has a chance to just turn into a 160 base power move when all of your heads decide to pop out. Yeah. It's like, all right, here's my 80 base power Fickle Beam. Oh, wait, here's my 2 other derpy dragons. Guess what? 160 base power blast coming your way.
It reminds me of like King Ghidorah from the
Godzilla movies.
So I used to speedrun this really old Godzilla game for the Super Nintendo, and one of the RNG factors in that game is what attacks your opponents use. Your first battle is against King Ghidorah, and you always want the single head attacks, not only because it's less damage, but it's less animation time.
Yeah.
And that's what this reminds me of, is just like, okay, now I want the opposite. I want all the heads to attack.
More heads, come on.
And so it's kind of cool. So the effect percent on this one, it's 30%. So it's like a third of the time it works every time.
I don't hate it. I mean, you're running a 50, I mean, an 80 base power.
I mean, it's still base 80. Like other
which is
like
what. Like
it's Dragon
5
Pulse.
or 10 off.
It's 5 off
Dragon Pulse.
It's 5 off Dragon Pulse. Like that's negligible.
Yeah, for the 30% chance to all of a sudden turn into a Eterna Beam or whatever it is, like
like deal. Sign me up. I'll take that.
And you're running with Regenerator, so it's one of these Pokemon that you're going to be clicking Fickle Beam over and over and over.
A lot. Right, like
it's like that Tinglu Fissure idea, but instead of running a 30% chance to do anything, you're still hitting an 80 base power Dragon type move with a 30% chance to just nuke whatever you're hitting into.
Like we're bulky. We're not bulky. Like 106 HP, 110 defense, 80 special defense.
You can put an Assault Vest on it. You can run Fickle Beam, Draco Meteor. Grass type move,
and then probably 1. Like Breaking Swipe or some coverage move.
A Terra Blast, maybe
like you have Terra Blast, you have Pollen
Puff, yes.
Like you could be kind of supporty with that.
Heavy Slam, another good option.
Yep. There's a lot to like about this.
I honestly think
Dragon Tail, you could force switches. Like if you really want to do that.
Every single new Pokemon is looking real nice from this DLC drop. Like I
it's
love,
so weird.
Like, this one is so exciting.
Fluttermane checks pretty much all of them in some shape or fashion, minus Archon, which is hilarious to think about. It's like all these new Pokemon look really good, and then and the other
Fire Doggy,
yeah, the Entei one, which. You want to talk about the starters at all? Because outside of like Venusaur, maybe for Alligator,
you'll probably see some Sceptile, some Typhlosion.
Which we had Typhlosion. We had Typhlosion before. And Torterra.
You'll probably see some Torterra. Yeah, like I don't think that there's much to
Superior
is good. Superior is good with the contrary Leaf Storm stuff.
Yep. Did they give it superpower
bulky.
this gen? Did they do the thing and give it superpower?
I don't know. Is it that relevant? Does it even have like a good physical attack?
I believe its attack is actually better than its special. I don't remember.
Really? Now looking
Oh
at
no,
it,
it's
though.
because it's the same. It's the same either way. They're both 75s.
Ah,
that's why it was relevant. It's because they're both 75.
That is a pretty horrible base special attack to start with, though.
Yeah.
And your bulk isn't doing much. Like, your speed is good at least.
113, yeah, you're not like slow, but you're not like outspeeding.
You can run like Choice Scarf maybe on it.
Yeah.
Like, you answer Urshifu well with that speed stat at least, but your stats otherwise are kind of tragic.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know how I feel about this
Knock
one.
off.
I do think Embor is quite good.
Knockoff, fast breaking swipe, fast knockoff. Embor.
Yeah, like it has some stuff for it.
Best starter shiny. Like, this is amazing.
That's class, yeah. See, you get reckless like Flare Blitz with this.
Mm-hmm.
Which is big damage. You could run,
you get head smash too.
Head smash. You get close combat. You have like just good typing, firefighting. We were talking about Tauros Paldea earlier. You mentioned how the Blaze form is probably the best. It's a good typing. It's good together. It's got good bulk. This is probably another Assault Vest Pokemon that you're gonna want to run.
Knockoff. Skull.
High horsepower. Okay. Why? I don't know, but we're running Scald, I guess.
I guess we're running Scald. Coaching, that's cool.
Yeah. You get a Wild Charge with Reckless, which probably allows you to pick up KOs on Urshifu that you couldn't pick up before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that the starters otherwise are a little whatever. I don't think there's really.
We had the majority of them going in.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Incineroar.
This one. That one.
This one's like whatever. It's we know how good this Pokemon's going to be.
You got knockoff now.
Yeah, we have. So that's what I was looking at. Like, I was sending sets to Carter, just like, oh, this Pokemon probably is going to go this way. This Pokemon's probably going this way. And then I got to Incineroar, and I saw it had knockoff. I'm like, so this is Incineroar now. It is literally fake out Flare Bitch, knockoff Parting Shot.
Yeah, it's going to take that Will-O-Wisp spot, which I still think we'll see occasionally. But
I think it'll bounce between Willow, Snarl, and Knockoff. I think those will be the three you see a lot of.
Yeah, and Parting might end up in a little mix there too. I think it's too essential for Incineroar's kit, but I know it's something that sometimes people will forego because that Will-O-Wisp can also be really key.
Yeah,
Knockoff
Taunt's another one.
Yeah, Knockoff will be very clear on the Assault Vest sets.
Oh, and Helping Hand. Helping Hand's new this gen.
Helping Hand is also new. Yep, they buffed it even further.
Yep.
More buffs. It needed it, right?
It had to. Yep. Burning Jealousy. The new fire move, Temper Flare, which we haven't really touched on a lot of the new moves. You mentioned that this is Fire Stomping Tantrum, essentially.
This may be the one Pokemon that I could see why it gets used, because you're going to be running Fake Out wars against other Incineroar. So if you lose the Fake Out war, you then have a 150 base power Temper Flare into its partner.
Cough cough flutter mane, cough cough.
But it's am I going to really run that for
over Flare Blitz?
Over Flare Blitz, which is 120 base power all the time? Probably not.
Probably not. Incineroar, we talked about. Poplio, we got.
Primarine is pretty good.
Yeah.
That's another good that's a good Stellar Terra user.
Yeah, this was probably a very good Stellar Bond.
You run it with the I think I don't quote me on it, but it might have Scald. You can run Liquid Voice Terra Blast if not.
We'll find out. Nope, no Scald.
But okay, so you're probably running Terra Blast with Liquid Voice, Moon Blast, and Energy Ball on this thing with
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're running Energy Ball, I guess you don't really need. Well, the Terra Blast is your Water type move. Sparkling Aria is fine. Hydro Pump is fine. But yeah, I think that this Pokemon will be probably pretty good.
Yeah. This was the Pokemon that we saw a lot into opposing Urshifu and stuff like that. Just like do really well, being able to resist both of Urshifu's stabs and just kind of sit in front of it, being able to threaten it on that fighting side to force a Terra or a Switch is kind of going to be pretty important. Also, notably, you're really bulky special defense wise, so you can kind of sit in front of Fluttermane and not have to worry about it as much.
Yeah, so it ends up becoming a good core Pokemon into answering a lot of the big threats that we're probably going to end up seeing throughout the format. The things that we know we're going to see.
Yep. All right. New Pokemon. So
let's talk about
these next couple. We're not sure if they're going to be legal for Regulation F, but we're going to talk about them anyway.
My fingers are crossed.
We want them to be legal because these are
I think the format's going to be so stale if they don't allow these things to be legal. And this includes Walking Wake and Iron Leaves. From the Indigo disc. I mean the Teal Mask DLC. Before that.
They technically came in before that. Yeah, they were just like, here's raids. So that was going to be my caveat. Is like, I want these to be legal, but I'm mad about the availability for these guys because they're currently right now one of per save file. And so in order to get more, it's not like the Sword and Shield DLC where you can go and immediately go to the Isle of Armor, get another Cubfu, do the whole thing, like transfer it to home, transfer it to the other save file, evolve it immediately, and you have another Urshifu. No. This is, you have to play through the entire main story and the entirety of the Teal Mask in order to access the Indigo disc story to do this part again. And so that's like 8 to 9 hours of just grinding through the game.
I was playing with my girlfriend Alex this weekend, and she had not gone through the final dialogue for either of the final parts of the game. So she had gotten all the way to the points where we were taking the first class, and neither of us could do it. Like, we couldn't do anything. I hadn't talked to Carmine yet, so I couldn't go meet with her in Central Plaza, and then she couldn't even start the class. So we all had to do all this running around. But I none of the other DLCs had that.
This is the first time they're kind of gate-walled behind finishing the story, right?
And I understand because the stories combine with each other. They're all the characters.
They want you to be on the proper level. They learned their lesson from the Crown Tundra. Because Crown Tundra and Sword and Shield, you could immediately go there.
Yeah.
You could lose that fight to whatever his name was. Peony?
Hop?
No.
Oh, yeah, Peony.
Yeah. And then you could go to the Dynamax cave immediately, get you a restricted Pokemon, a legendary Pokemon, and leave.
Yeah, and then go and just walk all over everyone else.
Go and walk over the entire main story, and you can beat the main story in like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And so they learned their lesson. They don't want you doing that anymore. And so these guys are locked behind completing the main story of the game and the Teal Mask. Starting with the Entei Paradox, Gouging Fire. I love the design of this Pokemon.
Me too. This is the one that I'm personally most excited about out of all the new ones. I'm a big Fire Dragon type fan, from using Reshiram and everything in Sword and Shield. But its stats are so good. Its typing is fantastic. It has some really good moves. It has this new Burning Bulwark.
It's a Fire Protect, right?
It burns if there's physical contact made into it.
And this was the move you were alluding to for Smeargle.
I was, yes. I think that this could be something potentially used to answer like Iron Hands with Fake Out, Chien Pao. Maybe you could use this with Wheezing and get some Urshifu.
That could be kind of cool. I was going to say, it's like, I'm gonna turn off your Unseen Fist, and you're gonna attack into my Smeargle, and you're gonna get got.
That's where I was going. Like I was having these weird, I was running down the potential options on where to go with this. It gets Dragon Dance, which is really good.
That's cool.
It has a good stat. Its stats are really good across the board. They're all really, really high with a good speed stat.
Goodness, yeah. This is built for battling.
Yeah, you could put a booster on this and run like the booster attack. You could run assault vest. I think clear amulet is going to be something that's going to be very popular on this with like a flare blitz, dragon claw, dragon dance set.
I'm interested in seeing what we have to do to get a speed boost on this Pokemon.
It looks like max speed just about. Very low at like 156 probably attack investment.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to see what the minimum.
Your max speed is 157, so you would need to get to 156.
So you get 164 in your attack if you want to do it that way,
which is actually not all that.
That's still good. Like compared to some other Pokemon, cough cough. What's the
roaring mid?
Not the roaring moon. The moth. What's Slitherwing?
Moth.
No, Slitherwing. Yeah, Slitherwing. Poor Slitherwing can't get a speed boost.
Great
it's
Tusk
impossible.
Too. Great Tusk. You need to do the and Brute Bonnet. You need to do like
you have to do like some crazy shenanigans for them, but like poor Slitherwing literally can't get a speed boost.
Brute Bonnet is literally impossible too because nobody wants speed boost Spore.
Yeah, exactly. But so yeah, so like you said, this Pokemon it's very physical leaning. It's got very good defenses. Fire Dragon's a very good type. You're not weak to Fairy. You're not weak to Water. Your only weaknesses are Rock, Ground, and Dragon.
Yep.
Right. So that's it.
Yeah, and you get some really great type coverage. You get Iron Head, I believe. You get some type of ground coverage as well to cover those rock weaknesses.
You get Stomping Tantrum, which is actually really good.
Yeah.
So like if you go for, does Double Bulwark work like that? Is like work like Protect? Like it's like the 1/3, 1/9, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it does. I would
assume it would.
Right? It works the same as like
we also just get Earthquake. Why are we playing Stomping Tantrum? We can just Earthquake things.
Because spread damage. You don't want to hit what's next to you sometimes, But Earthquake is very, very good.
Okay, here's the next question: is Scorching Sands better?
Are you ever running this thing special?
I don't know, but it's just the fact that you can double burn when you can throw a burn, like that's all I care about.
I could see this thing running like booster speed breaking swipe. I think that would be great.
That's cool too.
Yeah, but Scorching Sands, I don't know how much I
just throw a burn, and they'll be fine.
just burn it. Like, why not just run Will-O-Wisp at that point, right? It probably gets that.
Do we? I didn't see it.
I would really have to guess so. It can burn every other way except by clicking Will-O-Wisp. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it can't. There is no Will-O-Wisp.
That's insane. So you can burn every other way with that.
There is no Will-O-Wisp. What in the world? I wonder if it's just a misclick. I wonder if it's just a mistype by Cerebi.
Yeah. What, like for no Will-O-Wisp?
Yeah.
No, it's on Showdown too. No Will-O-Wisp.
Oh my goodness!
I'm looking on Showdown right now.
That's
it does
awful.
Get Scale Shot. It gets Snarl. Gets Howl.
Poor Gouging Fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we are playing Scorching Sands.
I guess so. The other big drawback with it is that it does not get extreme speed either. Which is like a negative when you're talking about it in comparison to Entei.
Entei, yeah. Oh, it also got Raging Fury. That's cool.
Yeah, probably still running Flare Blitz, but at least you're not.
I mean, so here's the idea behind Raging Fury. It's not Outrage. There's not really a bunch of Pokemon that are going to be immune to fire damage. It's going to hit. If it hits a target, it likely is going to do a big chunk.
Yeah, it's just I like the ability to choose and the confusion afterwards is about and you're not able to switch out of attacks. You're locked into it. Mm-hmm. Positives and negatives, but this is one of those Pokemon that I think it actually works on.
Yeah,
you could run like a Choice Band, Raging Fury, Flare Blitz set. Yeah, if you really wanted to.
The other paradox for Scarlet is Raging Bolt. This is the one we got to see on the trailer. It's really cool. It's the Raikou paradox.
It is running stuff right now.
Yeah,
tournaments.
it is the torn foo check. Like, you want a Pokemon that's just like, I don't care about any what you're doing. This is the one.
And most of them are running. They're running the Thunderclap signature attack, which is Electric type special Sucker Punch.
Yep.
They're running Thunderbolt, Calm Mind, and Protect.
That's all you need.
A lot of these are, it's like, who cares about Landorus, right? Just answer it with your other Pokemon.
Yeah, like, just have Pokemon to answer Landorus. Who needs you just want this to check Urshifu and Tornadus. That's all it's supposed to do.
Yep. And that Thunderclap move, it's coming off of a base, I think it's 137, 135
137
special attack, 137, which is higher than Flutter Mane. So if you know anything about VGC format, can you take a Choice Specs Flutter Mane Moonblast? Now you're talking about, can you take a Choice Specs Thunderbolt from this?
Can you take a Choice Specs Thunderbolt or a Choice Specs Priority Thunderclap? Like, are you going to have a Pokemon left?
It's priority. And it has Electro Web too.
That's the kicker, is like, this thing has Electro Web. You're not crazy fast, so you don't get to like outspeed stuff and do it, but
it's so bulky though.
This thing it's so good.
Its bulk stats are absurd with 125 HP, 91 defense, 89 special defense. Like, you have just so much there. Like, you could potentially run like an Assault Vest set. You could run a Leftover set. You can run a Citrus Berry, Life Orb. Like, this is gonna define the format. I think that this is going, if this thing's allowed, its meta matchup is amazing.
Yeah. Snarl, Breaking Swipe. Again, I feel like any Pokemon that has Snarl and Breaking Swipe as a combo can immediately just run an Assault Vest and whatever moves you want on top of that, and you're immediately just going to be meta defining.
Yeah, and then throw a priority into the mix, and it's like, all right.
Like, what am I going to do, opponent? Like, am I going to click Breaking Swipe and reduce your damage that way? Am I going to click Thunderclap and try to Oko you? Like, you better figure it out fast.
And you can't mitigate its damage either outside of Snarl. It's not like you can just switch it into Incineroar and be like, oh, everything is fine and dandy now.
Nope.
No, I'm taking 137 base special attack Thunderbolt, and it is ripping through my life.
Yep.
This thing is nasty. It's going to be a really big threat for Reg F if it is legal.
Yep. Onto the Scarlet, from the Scarlet to the Violet ones. They're not as exciting in my opinion. I like Iron Crown a lot, but
I like them both quite a bit. And the thing with both of them for me is that they have the Psychic type, Secondary type, and their speed is both faster than Urshifu.
Yeah.
So, you have that type of matchup into that. But I think that Crown is a special attacker and has a little bit more flexibility in its ability to, work around the Intimidate heavy format.
I think it's Crown being a special attacker. Yeah. Having its being that special attacker with essentially a 2-hit steal move that is special is interesting. A lot of the problem I have with this Pokemon is it's just like, it wants to be a physical attacker too, because it's Cobalion, right? Like, here's all the Cobalion moves. Well, we're not going to play any of them.
Am I running Sacred Sword on this thing? Like, no. But you do get, you get Psychic,
I want to play the Expanding Force. That's what I want to do.
Expanding Force. You get the Tachyon Cutter, which is also, it's a great Pokemon to answer like Qian Pao with, the Tachyon Cutter, because you have the double attack to knock off the Focus Sash.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure there was some spread. I don't know if it had to be Life Orb or not, but you could KO Flutter Mane with the Tachyon Cutter.
I would be surprised if there wasn't a way to KO the Flutter Mane with the Tachyon Cutter.
Yeah. It's just
because it's not like we're like not hitting hard. We're 122 base special attack. It's not like we're a 100.
And it's a 100 base power move.
Like that Flutter Mane's probably going down if it's not super bulk.
Yeah.
Speaking of super bulk, 90, 100, 108. Like this is not a slouch either in the terms of defenses.
And you have 98 speed.
That 98
as
speed
we
is
mentioned,
important.
Just faster than Urshifu Rapid Strike, which is fantastic for this Pokemon.
Yep.
And I think that this thing is going to be pretty solid overall. Its main issue is that its typing is pretty weak into Flutter Mane.
That's Steel Psychic is not the greatest in terms of like the meta right now. Like
it's weak into a lot of the format.
Neutral to fighting, weak to ghost.
You don't like a sucker punch.
You don't like sucker punch. But you got, like I said, you got good defenses, so it's just like you might be fine into most matchups. You're gonna get an attack off probably most of the time.
Yeah, run like a defensive Terra Fairy on this. You're gonna be taking a nice neutral Shadow Ball, I'm sure, from Flutter Mane.
And then Iron Boulder. This is the Terrakion Paradox. This is the one I haven't seen a ton about because I just haven't really looked into it too much. Rocking Psychic has never been like something I've been super into because the only Rocking Psychic types that I think are like were good were like Lunatone and Solrock, and that's because they had Levitate. Like I could ignore that weakness, and I ain't got to worry about it.
This one does have 95 base power Hyper Drill. You get to you. Well, I don't know if it breaks the Protect, but it goes through Protect, and it's 100 accuracy, so you have a 100 accuracy Rock-type move.
This is the first 100 accurate Rock-type move.
Ivy Cudgel. Other than Ivy Cudgel.
Other than Power Gem. Power Gem was the first one.
And Power Gem, yes.
Power Gem was the first one. Ivy Cudgel's
technically a Grass-type move, technically, right? So
yeah, Ivy Cudgel's always a Grass-type move until it deals damage.
But, this is, it's big. It's very big.
This is big. It's important.
Types. The other thing is that this thing has an amazing speed stat.
Like it's really, fast, really right? Good. It's really fast. Yeah.
Yep. 124.
Yeah.
And so you could very easily run booster speed on this with max attack. Your full 120 attack, which is strong. You're running that 95 base power rock type move. This thing's biggest drawback is it doesn't get Rock Slide.
It doesn't get Rock Slide?
No, it does not get Rock Slide. I was looking this up. This is the thing, right? The Gouging Fire doesn't get Will-O-Wisp. This doesn't get Rock Slide. It's called Iron Boulder.
So
boulders, man. It's not a boulder, it's a rock.
It's a rock. Max speed, Iron Boulder hits 193. So if you run booster, you're hitting, what is that? Oh god, quick maths.
I'm gonna calculate it.
Back you up. Oh goodness, mine's drawing a blank here. It's like 80. It's 90.
It's 289.5.
Yeah. Let's say it's like almost 290, so it's 289.
Yeah, you were real close there. A lot closer.
I was trying to say 97 like 3 times. I'm like, it's not 97.
Yeah, 289. So I mean, you're slower than like the booster speed Flutter, but a lot of them are booster special attack. And if that's the case, I mean, you have this really good bulk stats too across the board here. I think that your main issue with this is going to be the fact that you are weak to Intimidate and you're weak to Urshifu.
Yeah, those are going to be the big two things. Like I am weak to Water. I cannot sit in front of Surging Strikes ever, probably. And it's just goodness. These defenses, like the Iron Crown was really bulky, and like this is fine for bulk. I love how they make these Pokemon just like very finely tuned for offense and defense. Like they know what they were doing.
They're min-maxed very well.
They knew what they were planning.
The whole thing with all these new paradoxes and why they're going to really shake up the format if they allow them in is they're all have amazing stat spreads. They all are, have very great move pools with great signature moves. Even the defensive one on the Gouging Fire is, worthwhile. So
I'm interested now with Pokemon that have actually good use for Quark Drive. If these guys are legal, I wonder if Thundurus finally rises in usage a little bit, being the prankster electric terrain setter.
It could be. I think it's worth, especially with Choice Scarf for Shifu, to have, and a lot of the other booster Pokemon to have the extra speed.
In particular, it would allow you to run some different items on your Iron Boulder and whatnot.
Yeah, you could run like Band, Clear Amulet, Life Orb, Focus Sash.
Clear Amulet was the one I was thinking. I was just like being able to be like I don't have to worry about Incineroar coming in and intimidating me now, right?
Yeah, and you can hit it with the Mighty Cleave and probably KO just it.
Chop it down. I wonder if that does KO. That'd be interesting to find out later.
And I'm just like recognizing too that it's only 5 base power difference from Stone Edge. So you were never running Stone Edge on this unless you're like running Scopelet Stone Edge stuff.
Unless you want it.
Terra Dragon Dragon Cheer. Terra Dragon Dragon Cheer. It's the truth.
Yep. All right. That is. Oh, no, it's not all the new Pokemon. There's one more. Where's Terapagos?
Terapagos.
Oh, and this thing. I have not found this thing yet.
Yeah, I don't know what this thing is all that much. I'm gonna take just a little look at the Pekarunt thingy. I'm expecting both Terapagos and the Pekarunt to probably be restricted banned, more than likely.
I think Terapagos specifically is going to end up being restricted.
Poison Puppeteer. If this Pokemon poisons or badly poisons the target also becomes confused.
Because like Terapagos's stats in its stellar form, in its terrestrial form, it's base 600. Like it's a good Pokemon.
Okay, Pekarunt has a 100 base power, 100% accurate poison move called Malignant Chain with a 50% chance to badly poison the target, which also gives it a 50% chance to poison and confuse.
Oh, of course.
It's 88 base stats across the board with 160 base defense.
This thing is so weird.
You have Mew with slightly less everywhere else for just extreme defense.
That's so weird. This thing is so weird.
I see where this could be really good though.
Did it get body press? No.
No, but you get the ghost moves. You get like Venoshock. You get like Malignant Chain Venoshock stuff. You get like Cursed Destiny Bond Fake Tears. Shadow
Nightshade,
Ball, Toxic,
Foul Play,
Sludge Wave. Like it feels like the cracked up version of the Loyal 3, which it might be.
I wonder if you could do like
thinking about it.
Like I feel like this has to be tied to the Loyal 3.
It's a poison type with these the poison chain. Malignant Chain is the move that it's called. It has to be. Has to be somehow. Oh yeah, definitely. Those are like the little the chain links that looks a little bit like it. Has to be.
It has to be something with that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
I'm gonna have to do some research into this
thing. Deep enough yet. All right, Terapagos.
Terapagos. This thing is it's a lot. Terapagos. There's a lot to like about Terapagos. Specifically the ability Terra Shift. When it enters the battlefield, it transforms into its terrestrial form, which is the one with the shell, which is the one you see in the box art all the time. Then its ability becomes Terra Shell. This Pokemon shell contains the power of each type. All damaging moves that hit the Pokemon when its HP is full will be reset to a not very effective hit. So it's like, here is
multi-scale,
kind of.
For just every move.
Yeah.
So it's like multi-scale if it was built like a Focus Sash kind of.
Kind of.
That's cool.
And
that's
then
really cool actually.
And then when it terastallizes, it goes to the stellar form, which then its ability becomes Terraform 0. It removes all weather and terrain effects.
Whoa.
It just nukes them. They're just gone.
Okay. Well, we know that this is going to be very popular in GS Cup formats.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Hi, Kyogre. Hi, Groudon. Get out of here. Hi, Miraidon. Hi, Koraidon. Get out of here.
Hi, Fluttermane. Hi, Great Tusk. Get out of here.
So I didn't realize this was just a normal type. Like, it's just a base normal. That's all it is.
Its stats are amazing. I mean, especially if you're switching it into you're switching it into the Terra Shell originally. So even before terastallization, you're having like this really solid stat spread. Here, just really good bulk, good special attack. And then you terastallize,
and you get 100 in your stats,
and you're just like, all right, see you later.
You're like, bring it on, let's go.
Here's my 160 base HP, and I'm just gonna start nuking.
Yeah, it's just insane.
Really good move pool. It's a normal type legendary that's supposed to have something to do with all the 18 types.
Yeah,
19 if you want to count stellar. It's
interesting. Yeah, this is one of the Pokemon I'm just like, this is probably a restricted Pokemon, like in terms of where its like ability and whatnot is going to be.
They did let Ogerpon into the format.
That's true. Ogerpon didn't have
much worse stats.
Yeah, Ogerpon's not sitting here at base 600.
And much worse move pool too.
Yeah, like have you seen like everything? Literally. I don't think there's a type that this thing doesn't hit.
This is just like cracked Mew.
Pretty much.
Like just turn it up, man.
Rock, ground, electric, normal, fire, psychic, poison, grass, bug, ice.
And you can run it however you want. Do you want to run this thing attacking on the physical or special side? Cool. Do you want to run this thing defensively and just have it be a stall Pokemon? Also cool.
Yeah, like there's no. Do you want body press? You got it. I'm just like
you got it, but don't worry. Any TM you can imagine, Trick Room, it's probably there.
There's just so many things this can do.
Yeah,
it's got toxic. It's got gravity. It's got roar. It's got all these
meteor beam. You can run power meteor beam on it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Man. There's just so much.
They added so much new fun stuff.
Not to mention its signature move, Starstorm. So it's a base 120 move. That if it hits, it's a base 120 normal power move that hits 100% of the time.
And then when you're in the stellar form, it becomes spread.
It becomes spread.
That's absurd. Get out of here.
Yeah. Right? Like,
go home. Just go home.
So when you go to stellar form, you get the stellar boost.
And then you're getting this two like adaptability boosted Terra normal, Terra stellar spread.
Yeah.
Stellar blast. Or whatever it's called. Terra Starstorm.
Oh, goodness. Where did I read it? I think there was something else about the Starstorm. Was it on Cerebi? Where was it? Was it on Cerebi? I might have read it on Cerebi.
That's insane. That is insane. You just negate your spread damage, basically.
Yeah.
And boost it. Even on turn 1. You're just like, all right.
So for Terrapagos specifically and the Stellar Terra type, Terrapagos is immune to the drops, essentially. And gets the bonus, that gets the damage boost regardless of the moves it has used.
So it just always gets it.
So it always gets the boost regardless of it's used whatever move before that. So
insanity.
So the it will also get the boost to normal type moves, except for Terra Starstorm. Terra Starstorm doesn't get the boost. That's why its base power is so high.
Oh, okay.
So like how you would do your stab would be ×2 or whatever it is. Starstorm doesn't get that.
But it turns spread.
Yeah, it becomes spread instead.
And you don't get the drawbacks if you hit into a Terra Pokemon.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing is still cracked.
Oh, yeah. No, this thing is still busted. This is definitely a restricted level Pokemon.
Yeah, and with 3, like, you know, with all the abilities that you get to, like, you have the Terra Shell, which is amazing as is, and then you can go and, you know, Stellar Terra, which right now is something that's popular, is like rain is starting to pop up quite a bit more, you know, with like Pelipper Rain, Tornadus Rain. There's gonna be more sun, I'm sure, with like Walking Wake if it's available. Which, by the way, if people start running Tornadus Walking Wake Sun teams, you're calling it Hot Take. That's what it's called from now on. I thought of that today while at work. I had to put it out there.
Copyrighted, tag it.
Copyrighted, patented. Get out of here.
This is ours. Yeah, I think there's a lot to like about Terrapagos. It'll be interesting to see. Like, I believe this is going to be a restricted level, probably. Like, we won't get this until GS Cup, probably.
Which will be in like March at this rate.
Like, at the rate we're going, yeah, probably.
Whatever.
It'll be
Reg
G
is next. Yeah.
Yeah, G will be whatever Worlds is on.
Yeah, that's gonna be a GS Cup, baby.
I mean, it starts with the letter G. Just saying.
Makes sense.
Everything
There's
clicks.
No other DLC. Just everything goes.
All right.
Speaking of going,
I'm about to say, yeah. With that, we've been talking for an hour 45. We need to get out of here.
Yeah, plus the like 20 minutes we had beforehand too.
Yeah,
we've been here all day at this point.
It feels like it.
It's been a good time though. It's been nice having Carl back on the podcast.
I miss this every once in a while. Like I when I go through and I edit, I'm like, oh, I'm glad I'm not having to deal with the nonsense between Carter and whoever or whatever's going on.
Yeah, well, you didn't have to deal with any
it's the best
today
part
because it was just me. I'm the most driven and straightforward of all of us.
It's easy to get
as
you
we
to
sat
stuff.
here for an hour and 45 minutes.
We had a lot to talk about. Okay,
we did. There was a lot of Pokemon to cover. With that, thank you for coming on and filling in for our buddies who were not here today. It was great having you back. Having Amelia on as well.
Yeah. She's a handful, but it's great.
Yeah. As you can see, that's where Carl's been for the past few months. If you haven't noticed, those don't just appear, and you know,
they don't just take care of themselves either. Let me tell you that.
But thank you again for filling in. It would have been a lot less interesting if it was just me here. So.
Yeah, I'm about to say it'd probably be just you and yourself and. It'd probably just be all like football. Maybe, yeah,
he's right back here.
And Yui back there.
Yeah, we got the Ravens starting soon, so
we got to get you going.
We have a good game there. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all the fun YouTube stuff. Follow us over on Twitter at LR Lessons. Check out the website at www.lrlessons.com. Come check out the community Discord. That's where we all hang out. You can actually talk to Carl there because he's not on the podcast anymore.
Yeah. I want to say I'm more active in the Discord now that I'm not on the podcast. I'm just like,
So, yeah, come hang out with Carl and come hang out with all of us. And, and make sure you come and check out those supporter links as well. We got Patreon and the Discord supporters where you get shouted out if you get that $10 tier. Shout out to Johnny Bravo Sr. and Papa Swish for continued support on Patreon and Smeargle for the Discord. And with that, I think that's it. Nah, I'd win. And I'll see you all later. Peace out.